day. If you want to do it with me, you know it's going to be okay. And if you want to rise up, then you got to know the way. Know the way. There's a lot of ways to the top. If you just got to go lift that heavy rock. Hey everybody, here we are on another day. And this is our extra workout day. And so we are going to grab some bands and start off with some tricep extensions. What color do we want? All right, so I don't know. I feel like ranting about a few random things. Should we, or should we save that for a better time? Talking about the way I train, and one of the reasons why I'm not going to do a axle clean and then press. One, obviously it doesn't work too good with bands and chains. The other being that the clean is probably the most difficult part for me. Maybe not nowadays, actually. Last time I tried to clean, I wish I had video of this, but that was at the Ontario Strongman Provincials, where the axle weight was 220 pounds, which is well over my personal best. That was fun. I actually had Mitchell Hooper watching me do the axle, so I wish that was seen. I don't think anybody's got it on video. It's like, doesn't count everything, so why? Okay, so I was first one up, 220 pounds for the 80 kg weight class. And I've not touched any weight anywhere close to this in training recently. Or ever, for that. Recall. I picked it up, barely missed, like didn't lift it high enough for my belt. And I know better than to struggle with, like, I'm not gonna try to catch it and then like get it up onto my belt. So I let it drop, picked it up immediately, got it to my belt, got ready for the clean, did not get it. So it was here. I'm trying to figure out how I did it, but anyways, I went and got it into a zercher, popped it up onto my shoulders, and then I was stuck here, kind of trying to figure out what my next move was. I had pre-planned it in advance to do the zercher onto my shoulder, although I didn't have one of my arms under it. So I had to think for a second, and I think I would have been able to get my arms under it. But Andrew, the head of it all, he stopped me from doing that. He didn't want me to get hurt, that's fine. But then, so I tried to pick it up again, clean it, no lift. Before that, last year, I did one axle clean off the floor. Too bad I deleted all the video from last year, pretty much. 137 pounds, the first one. All right. Anyways, the goal for these tricep accessories, extra workouts in general, we don't want to be pushing the lactic acid, really. We're trying to help the recovery. So I'm not trying to push my muscles to the limit by any means. Pretty much, depending on how I'm feeling, a little bit past when the soreness starts to be a little bit intense. What's important though, I would say, is that you don't want to pick something that you're going to do on a regular day. And now, even though I just finished doing side lateral raises for a 3-week wave, I was not doing them like this. So again, the importance of value is that your main exercise days are going to be the important ones, where you're going to really choose exercises that benefit you tremendously. And these extra workouts are really to get blood flow going, mobility, and so especially as a natural lifter, I definitely notice the difference if I'm not doing my extra workouts. I always wonder if I'm overtraining by doing them. I'm always like, oh no, I'm dampening the effect of my main day. But in general, I feel better. It's kind of strange not counting these sets, but this feels very good for my shoulders. Here up in the game, gotta maintain the iron game is the only way to say. Think about it every day until it makes your mind go astray. All right, let's see what we're weighing in at today, folks. Max effort day. My phone usually adds a tiny I'm kidding. We're at about 151 pounds. We are doing sumo deadlifts today. Why? Why is a strongman doing sumo deadlifts? Well, let me tell you. 1, they're fun. 2, sumo deadlifts, according to the Westside Barbell Book of Methods, they will improve your opposite deadlift stance. So, since I normally, and I say normally, but in reality, my second meet I did pull sumo 391 at 148. That was back in 2011. And it's been a long time. I don't think I've done a max sumo deadlift since 2011 or something. Maybe I did somewhere back in 2016 a max sumo off a platform or something, but I know from back then I did do 405 for 8 reps. make them a little bit slower off the start. See, this really forces me into this awkward position. I'm a little bit too low on that last one. All right. So let's see how this feels. Trying to jump holding the 50-pound sandbag. I'll probably just put a bar on my back. But it's... Definitely feel the difference already. This is so hard to get myself to try to do. Another go.
so I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this variation, honestly. But looking at the footage and how I feel and everything, it actually seems that it could be way more beneficial than at first glance it is. And now the reason for that is because holding it in front of me forces me into an upright position. And due to being in an upright position, I feel as though that's more the, the force generation through my hips that I need with explosive power to do log and axle press. So, I don't know, 50 seemed very difficult, but I'm willing to try the 75. Funny. 75 held in front. That was not it.
That's such a good gym.
Where's that?
That's in Rochester, Michigan. Yeah, I did a meet there.
Not Rochester, New York.
No, not Rochester.
What's the name of that seminar?
Yeah, my wife's cousin used to play for their AHL team.
That's cool.
No, it's deadlift. It's like that deadlift bar. So the silver one there is my Texas. And then
I mean, I'm just saying, nothing was handed to me on a silver platter when it comes to strength. Go find Wes Derwinski and ask him to be your coach. Okay? You want to have a good time? That'll make you work your ass off. Alright, so extra workout. We are hitting the triceps because the triceps must be the strongest. My other idea was just to go get the log and just rep it a bunch of times, but just do this. I don't know why this shoulder hurts when pushing down like this sometimes. Okay. Yeah, no, I like to focus in on those sets. So for me, traditionally, I'm a person who has small arms as well as large chest and back. I don't have to work those out. As you can see, I'm not a power lifter, but I've honestly looked like this for about the last 15 years. And now when I'm working out full time like this, yeah, I do tend to look more muscular, but just slightly. I'm pretty much muscular, vascular, like this all the time, and I have been for since, I wanna say around 2006-ish. That's when I really started working out. I did bench press, I did leg days and stuff. I don't really remember what any of my numbers were because I didn't really know what powerlifting was. I knew what strongman was. I remember seeing only one powerlifting video, and that was somebody dropping 600 pounds on them or something. So my exposure to powerlifting actually came through partly through my high school and partly through, what do you call it? Bodybuilding, you know, a side thing. So it was my friend actually who started getting me into it, and that was from the Super Training Gym. And kind of offshooted from there. But they've always ran powerlifting meets at my high school. Thankfully, there's actually been a strong powerlifting community here since the 1970s. Power Pit in Bell River. I don't train there. I have before. It's farther away than this gym is. I've done meets there. Good time. Just one meet there, not meets. They don't have the strongman equipment there. So last I come here. I work out sometimes at the Good Life. But anyways, we're gonna dial in and focus on these workouts. So, anyways, all right, so basically, I really give far less than people think, okay? Like what happens in a lot of areas in life, I couldn't care less about from a human perspective, really. Philosophically, if you're watching or not, it matters not to me. I appreciate it a lot though, probably more than other people do. That's one of the great things about if you subscribe to me and if you leave comments and stuff, like, I'm about human connection, really. Even though I'm in this gym where I can be alone. I have friends here that I hang out with sometimes. Yeah, my goal is generally to be informative. I guess, I don't know. That's kind of what I want to help people become stronger, because strength is actually something that helps in all areas of life. And it's something that carries over into being strong for the rest of one's life. So I guess that's where part of my goals are, the intentions are with this. Sorry, I'm just trying to deal with groove issues right now. Seriously, something's wrong here. Realizing that the band tension of the squats was a lot heavier than I realized. I thought it was 80 pounds of band tension, but it was actually 115 pounds total. Something around there. So, and I was feeling really beat up, also in combination with the max sumo deadlift. So, reading that, I'm just gonna push up some special exercises. So I'm gonna do some glute ham raises and see how these work out for, I haven't done them in a while. I know I went too low for the first one. I kind of just zoned out. Traditionally, what I thought was glute ham raises was actually just inverse curls, but I do notice a good increase from those. And so that's one of the things that you can do, folks, is use certain special exercises and strengths that you've had in the past if that's a situation that you find yourself in where, let's say in the past, I deadlifted 485 off, I think it was like 2 inches off the ground, which is actually harder than off the floor for me. 485 for 2 reps. And at the time I was doing inverse curls, holding 10-pound plates or something. So the more I push these up, the better it'll be. We don't have to load my spine anymore. Realizing I may have accidentally put myself through a fucking circuit max. Both ways. Alright. Actually try to take a little bit more rest times in between something of this nature. I don't know why, but that's just how my body works. First set, do a lot of reps. I will decrease rapidly